Hilarious when he did this, bro. I'm sorry.
These are mistakes that cost NBA players.
This can cost you millions too. Not knowing the score, playing with LeBron, that will cost you millions. But no disrespect to J.R. Smith, he's a pro. I'm trying to get to the pros, but he didn't have a job for how long? He just got on the Lakers. Last year he didn't have a job for a cool minute. That'll let you know not to do that with LeBron. That'll let you. It's your time. Wait. Yeah, it's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. I almost forgot. I almost forgot the. Damn, I almost forgot the intro, bro. I almost forgot it, bro. But yeah, my fault. Just act like that didn't happen. I might have to trim that beginning off and make a new one or something. I don't know, but we got mistakes that cost NBA players millions. I could already see this is something that will cost you millions. Choking out your coach. Just from the beginning, players do not do that. This looks like it was back then because choking and harming and injuring people back then was considered defense back then. So maybe this is legal. Maybe you can choke your coaches back then. I don't know. But let's get to it, man. You feel me? Mistakes that cost NBA players millions.
Choking out coaches, snowboarding accidents, IG live parties with a bunch of thugs.
Bro, this was the funny, bro. When Paul Pierce did this, everybody was all like, bro, he did this for 300 and how many? It was like 300 plus views in his live. It was like, but he didn't even do it. Like, this was hilarious when he did this, bro. I'm sorry.
These are mistakes that cost NBA players.
This can cost you millions too. Not knowing the score, playing with LeBron, that will cost you millions. But no disrespect to J.R. Smith, he's a pro. I'm trying to get to the pros, but he didn't have a job for how long? He just got on the Lakers. Last year he didn't have a job for a cool minute. That'll let you know not to do that with LeBron. That'll let you know.
There's millions, and you really gotta watch your back because the people that you trust most could be robbing you blind. And Lonzo Ball learned this lesson the hard way.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
See, back in 2017, Lonzo was the face of the Big Baller brand. But when Lonzo signed a $33 million rookie deal with the Lakers, he just wanted to play basketball. So he chose the most trustworthy person he knew to run the entire company.
I remember
this. His closest friend, Alan Foster. But sadly, this would turn out to be the biggest.
Lonzo been hooping lately too, if y'all know.
Because when $1.5 million went missing from Lonzo's bank account, he found out about a secret Foster had been hiding. It turned out that before Foster met the Ball family, he served 5 years in prison for stealing over $4 million.
But how did they not know that though? Going in,
Lonzo immediately knew who was behind the missing millions of dollars. So in March of 2019, he called up Foster, told him to watch his back, and fired his ass on the spot.
The way I feel about it was different. That's why I covered the BBB up on my arm. Cause like when I saw that, I saw him. That shit just made me so I was tight. Cause like when we looked at the transactions, the shit didn't start happening until my mom got sick. Cause she took care of all the money shit. So that's what really hurt me. I'm like, when that happened, like everything just went off.
Now, Lonzo.
Bro, I would have been so, bro would have had to see me. I would have been so mad. Cause you fired him, but did you get that 1.5? I know you in the NBA, 1.5 million. You gonna make that again? But it's like, bro, I need that 1.5 million. You get what I'm saying? Like that's money you work for, and Burger's just gonna steal it from me like that. I would have needed, bro. Me and bro would have. I know he in the NBA, he probably can't put that type of thing on him, cause he got a face. His face is more than just Lonzo Ball himself. But that would have got me hot, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like that. I know his trust was beyond low, but I don't know. That dude's
cost him $1.5 million.
God, I need to get me a gaming chair, bro. My back hurt, bro. God
Some
damn.
NBA players, like Nerlens Noel. This man's mistake cost him tens of millions of dollars. See, in 2017, Noel was playing for Dallas, where he averaged just 8 points and 7 rebounds a game. Pretty decent numbers for a role player. But this dude was convinced that he was the next LeBron. So as a free agent at the end of the season, he demanded a $146 million contract. Now Dallas, they originally offered him $70 million, but when Mavericks owner Mark Cuban heard $146 million, he was so offended that not only did he take back his offer, but he told Noel to get lost and find a new team. And guess what? Nobody else wanted to pay $146 million.
Hey, he thought he was worth it.
Score 8 points a game.
I mean, he's not worth
Noel
it,
was
but
left with no contract and no team. But it's not all bad. I mean, he actually got another chance with Dallas. Except, this time, they offered him a $4 million contract. And, if I do a little bit of math, yeah, this is the face of a man who lost $66 million.
Hell.
But, at least Noel didn't lose $100 million. Because that has happened before.
ooh.
Isaiah Thomas's mistake will go down as one of the most expensive in NBA history.
Nobody
See,
giving Isaiah
during
Thomas a
Isaiah's
chance.
2017 season with the Celtics, he was setting the court on fire, dropping 30 points consistently, hitting game winners every night. I mean, this man put Boston on his back. But being the face of the Celtics came with a heavy price. He played the entire regular season with injuries to his groin and his hip. So, by the playoffs, his body was begging him for a break. But Isaiah just didn't listen. And during the Eastern Conference Finals, Isaiah's hip got completely blown out, forcing him to miss the rest of the playoffs and costing the Celtics the series. Alright, now, put yourself
They would have
in
played
Isaiah's
LeBron anyway and
position.
would have lost. So
You carried your whole team for an entire season through
Hey, let's be
multiple
honest.
injuries just to help them make it to the playoffs and maybe win a ring. I mean, that's dedication. So you'd expect a pretty big contract, right? Well, that's exactly what Isaiah asked for. A $100 million 4-year deal. But not only did Boston refuse to pay Isaiah, they ended up trading him to Cleveland.
it's because he was injured. Like I'm not like I feel him. Like you just came off an MVP caliber season, and you know what I'm saying, you're trying to get the bag. You're trying to get that money. You feel me? But they're looking at you as injury prone. Like that's how they looked at you. So they was like, you worth $100 million? You might just get injured again, type of thing. So they like that. That's why he ended up going to Cleveland, and he's been bounced around since. It's kind of messed up to see how a player can have an MVP caliber season, then the next year, you know what I'm saying, be buying he buying houses in multiple areas, different states. You get what I'm saying? Like just buying. He got like. You know how inconvenient it probably is to get traded? You have to buy a house here, or an apartment here. You gotta. It's just like, and you have kids too. The burden just moving, just jumping like that. It's people who get traded, who probably been traded in 3 years. Probably been, probably play on 2 to 3 teams, 2 teams every year. Like,
And after
that
he
is
got
an
the first
inconvenience,
month
bro,
of
for
Cavs
anybody.
to rehab his hip, Isaiah realized the mistake he made. His loyalty cost him over $100 million.
His loyalty?
And his body. What happened to Isaiah was out of his control. But some NBA players are different. They purposely cost themselves millions. Like Vladimir Radmanovic. Why would he do that? Well, in 2006, Vladimir got the deal of a lifetime with the Lakers. He got a $30 million contract with just one condition. Don't participate in any other sports. The Lakers, they wanted to protect their $30 million investment, so he wasn't allowed to do anything that would risk injury. But Vladimir thought, I can get away with a little snowboarding, right? So he decided to take a trip out to Utah. And literally on the first day of snowboarding, Vladimir fell off his board and separated his shoulder. And this was a direct violation of his Lakers contract. I mean, if the team found out, he'd be cut and lose his entire $30 million deal. So he decided to let that trip be his little secret. When he flew back to LA, he met with the team owner, Jerry Buss, and he decided to lie about the injury, telling Jerry that he separated his shoulder by not dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. Yeah, that's right. I'm finna pull up and personally separate your shoulder if you don't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. So what are you doing?
Bro, that's a dope edit.
Anyways, Vladimir also told Jerry that he separated his shoulder slipping on ice. But Jerry, he actually bought the story, and Vladimir was all good. $30 million in the bag. Until just a few weeks later, when his conscience got the best.
Oh, why not say you separated by working out or hooping or something? I mean, they probably would have known, like, where were you hooping? It probably would have been speculation because you're an NBA player hooping. Maybe in a public gym, it's going to be obvious, it's going to be noticeable, maybe. I mean, maybe not, because I didn't know who this player was, but falling on ice. There had to be some backstory to that. He fell on ice at the crib. He fell on ice when he went, like falling on ice. Where did you go? You went to Antarctica or something? You went ice skating?
Of him, and he started to feel guilty about lying. So
that's $30 million. You feeling guilty? I don't know why.
Knowing that this could end his entire NBA career and cost him $30 million. But surprisingly, Jerry appreciated the honesty, and the Lakers decided to hit him with a $500,000 fine, letting him keep the $30 million deal to stay on the team. That was a close one, boys. It looks like honesty can go a long way. But not everyone is as lucky as Vlad. Some NBA players, they make a mistake so bad that it costs them every single dollar they've ever made. Like Latrell Sprewell. He lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And it all started on one fateful night in 1997. When he literally choked out his coach in front of his entire team. I'm not joking. This man went Homer Simpson and straight up strangled PJ Carlesimo. Oh, you want to know why? Because PJ told him to make better passes. Yeah, so the NBA suspended Latrell for an entire season, costing him over $6 million of his Warriors salary. But Latrell didn't stop here. He went on to lose everything for what he did in Minnesota. See, in 2004, the Timberwolves offered him a $21 million contract. And this dude Latrell really had the nerve to say that $21 million wasn't enough to feed his family. And if we've learned any...
How many kids did you have, my guy? 21 million ain't enough to feed your family. That's enough to feed your family's family, if I'm being honest.
Thing from this video is that if you turn down a deal, you're probably not going to get another one. Well, that's exactly what happened to Latrell. He didn't get a single contract offer and was forced to retire from the NBA. Okay, so now is 2007. He's got no job and needed to do anything to save some money. So Latrell decided to refuse to pay his child support. Of course he did. And that family that he had to feed, well, they ended up suing him for $200 million. So now, Latrell was really out of money. And shortly after, his $1 million yacht was repossessed. He couldn't pay the mortgage on his house anymore. And he owed over $3 million in taxes. This man's mistakes cost him hundreds of millions of dollars.
Why do NBA, I got a question. Like, that's like. I hope this other computer isn't heckin' loud and y'all can hear it. But that's like. Let's say I blow up off YouTube and I make a career out of this, or basketball, right? I'm living by myself. I'm not going to get a house until I'm probably married or something and have kids. I'm going to have just a nice little a condo or an apartment, a nice one. You get what I'm saying? If I'm making great money, I'm gonna have a nice apartment. Y'all watched iCarly? You saw that apartment? That wasn't no apartment. Somehow they had, bro. That little, I know that set was elite. Y'all watched like Carly had the living room, the little kitchen, and they had the studio upstairs. They had the other little rooms in there. That was an elite apartment. That's what I would have. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't have no house yet, because this is what people do. They pay millions of dollars in houses. They pay, because even when you buy it, pay it off and everything. What is the point of that if you only in there every other? If you only in there, you know what I'm saying? Like every other, like what is the point? Just save your money until you get a family.
He was left with absolutely nothing. But some NBA players, they lose more than just money from their mistakes. Some could
No, not Gilbert.
Gilbert Arenas. See,
Gilbert
in
Arenas is a
2009,
bucket.
Gilbert was on a team plane for his flight home to Washington. And to pass the time, he decided to bet on some card games with his teammates. And, Gilbert was doing pretty well. I mean, he won a few rounds and made a couple $1,000s. But he had one teammate that refused to accept losing. Javaris Crittenton. This man wanted his money back. But
I remember this is a little. I know what this
he wasn't
is.
about to do any charity work, so they got into an argument and started yelling at each other. And Gilbert got so pissed at Javaris that he threatened to light his car on fire. So to stop things from getting violent, their teammates had to step in and separate the two. And by the time the plane landed, everything was cool. For now.
I remember like the story. Gilbert Arenas is one of my favorite players. I watch his podcast all the time.
Gilbert made the biggest mistake of his entire NBA career. He was still pissed about the other night, and he wanted to show Javaris that he wasn't the guy to play with. So he approached Javaris in the locker room and literally pulled out a gun on him. And to make matters worse, your boy Javaris pulled his own strap out too. So in the middle of the Wizards locker room, there was literally a Wild West standoff, with these two just threatening each other. At this point, no one's sure exactly what happened, because obviously everyone else got the hell out of that room. Eventually, the two put the weapons down and no one was hurt. Of course, it can't end there though. They both committed felonies. There had to be some consequence. And a few days later, the Washington, D.C. police heard about what happened, and they started investigating. So, Gilbert confessed to his crime, and the NBA suspended him without pay for the rest of the 2009 season, costing him over $10 million of his NBA salary. All this because of a damn card game. Ridiculous.
Hey, it's the principle. So, hey, I'm a big principle person. I wouldn't do all that, but I'm a big principle person. You get what I'm saying?
But
I'm big on that.
Not as ridiculous as when an NBA player nearly ended his own career in a game of cards.
Oh, I know y'all not talking. I know Bron should not be on something like this. Bron only gains money. He doesn't lose money. I was getting ready to say, bro, what? I was getting ready to just then click off the video because we know that because this video is BS. If LeBron was on this, I know it's BS. I can't trust the video. But yes, I remember I seen this on the gram already. When this dude I ain't gonna repeat what he said, but it was just the dumbest thing that you could possibly do.
When an NBA player nearly ended his own career in a game of Call of Duty. Yeah, I'm talking about Myers Leonard. See, in 2019, while playing basketball for the Miami Heat, Leonard was live streaming on Twitch every week. The dude was so popular and so into video games, he even got to join FaZe Clan. And by 2020, He had sponsorships with Astro Games.
Man, that's anybody who play games. I be telling my friend Namdi. I be telling my brother that too. I'm telling my friend Namdi, like, bro, cause this dude Namdi's the funniest dude, bro. When he's playing the game, he's the funniest dude ever. My bro, start recording yourself, start streaming on Twitch, bro. You can really you can really have fun with it, make other people laugh. You do what you love to do, and you can make a career out of it, bro. You can just have a big impact on it, bro. I be telling y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. You wake up.
Gaming, Scuff Gaming, and Origin PC. Dude was living it up.
But don't get so mad that you like this dude, though.
Playing Call of Duty for thousands of fans on Twitch the next. But in March of 2021, he made the biggest mistake of his entire life. Cause in front of thousands of viewers, on one of his live streams, he called someone a religious slur. And when the NBA found out, they fined him $50,000. In fact, Leonard upset so many people, he lost all of his gaming sponsorships and was banned from Twitch. I mean, that alone was costing him hundreds of thousands of dollars. But then, things get even worse. The Miami Heat, well, they decided he was a bad look for the team. So later that month, he got traded to Oklahoma City. And just 2 days after the trade, he got cut from the Thunder entirely. And his release meant the second year of his contract was canceled. So the $10 million he could have made in 2021 vanished into thin air. This man really blew $10 million.
No team. I hate to say it, but no team's gonna pick him up, bro.
NBA history.
He's not good. Like, he's a pro, but he's not good enough for them to overlook that. He's nowhere near good enough for them to overlook such a thing.
Dumbest.
Oh, they got Paul. This is the newest one, bro.
Paul Pierce.
But this is at least after he's retired and all.
NBA in 2017. He signed a deal to become an analyst for ESPN for $1.5 million a year. And it was great on both sides.
Paul Pierce is going to be good regardless, bro. I'm pretty sure.
April of 2021, when Paul Pierce thought it was a great idea to go on Instagram Live while he was throwing a damn party. This man was playing poker, drinking Henny, puffing the devil's lettuce. This thing was just wild, man. And the entire world...
Cold part is, he could have did all this in silence. If somebody recorded him and posted it, he's not going to get fired because
ESPN appreciated what they were watching.
He's just out being a regular person.
Firing Pierce immediately.
It's just the fact that he posted it like on Instagram Live that made it bad.
Pierce, well, I don't think he was too happy about the decision.
Bro,
this man's laughing on the outside.
He didn't even care, bro.
And crying on the inside. Now, there's a lot of dumb ways NBA players lose their money. But Zion Williamson, he's lost millions.
Already?
For buying ridiculous stuff. Like, this man went out and got an iced out Infinity Gauntlet. Bought 3 different Benzes. Fully customized his cars. And that's just the beginning. Huh. You want to hear more about that? Well, click on this video right here. These are 10 items Zion Williamson...
What? Bro, when people... I mean, I ain't gonna... Like, when I'm trying to be wealthy, but I'm not... Will I go crazy like this? Like, the toilet, though? I don't know about the toilet and all, but man, it's tough, bro. I don't wish, like, you feel me? I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, but some of these dudes, like especially the Myers Leonard guy, he's nowhere near good enough in the NBA. Like, he's a pro, obviously. You feel me? He's a pro, but he's nowhere near good enough for them to overlook that. You feel me? His productivity on the court isn't up here. They probably still wouldn't overlook it in either or, but you can't be saying stuff like that. It's just disrespectful, man. But that's gonna cap it off this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment on this video which one you think was the worst. Which one do you think all the people we just went through, who fumbled the bag the worst? Me, honestly, it's probably Myles Leonard. Well, his bag when that Myles Leonard, the dude who Didn't pay his child support, something else. I don't wish that on nobody either. I feel sometimes the child support thing, you know, with the spouse or with the baby mama drama is always, you feel me? I don't wish none of that on no man. I feel like y'all gotta do something. I ain't gonna speak on that too much. I feel like him and the other person fumbled the bag the biggest. But y'all comment down below who you feel fumbled the bag the biggest or the worst. Bam time, we out.